Have you ever wondered why some people naturally command respect while others struggle to be taken seriously? It's a universal desire, isn't it? To be respected, to be valued. We all yearn for it, and yet it seems to elude some of us. Could it be that our personal habits influence this elusive respect? Intriguingly, the answer might lie in the wisdom of someone who lived over 2 millennia ago, Buddha. His teachings, still revered and followed by millions, offer a profound perspective on life and how we live it. Today, we delve into these teachings to uncover a fascinating concept, that respect can be cultivated by letting go, specifically by letting go of 6 detrimental habits. So let's embark on this journey of self-discovery and growth. Today we dive into an ancient wisdom that suggests leaving behind 6 specific habits can lead to greater respect. Our first habit to abandon is anger, a fire that consumes respect. Anger, this fiery emotion, often leaves us feeling drained, regretful and isolated. It's like a wildfire, burning not only the person experiencing it, but also those around them. It takes away the respect we've built, leaving behind a trail of destruction. But what does Buddha say about anger? Buddha's teachings offer a profound perspective on anger. He once said, holding on to anger is like grasping a hot coal with the intent of throwing it at someone else. You are the one who gets burned. This means that when we allow ourselves to be consumed by anger, we harm ourselves first and foremost. Essentially, Buddha advises us to understand the nature of anger. It's a reaction to a perceived threat or harm, but often this perception can be misguided, leading us to react in ways that damage our relationships and our own peace of mind. In Buddhism, anger is seen as a form of attachment, a response to not getting what we want or getting what we don't want. The antidote? Letting go of this attachment. This doesn't mean becoming indifferent or passive. Instead, it's about accepting the impermanence of things and understanding that not everything will go our way. And that's okay. By letting go of anger, we cultivate patience, understanding and compassion, qualities that earn us respect from others. It's not an easy path, but it's one that leads to harmony and peace. Consider a situation where someone wrongs you. You have 2 choices. You can let anger take over, leading to a cycle of negativity, or you can choose to understand, forgive and move on, maintaining your peace and respect. So, how can we start letting go of anger? Mindfulness is key. Pay attention to your emotions. Recognize the signs of anger before it fully manifests. Understand its roots. Then practice patience and compassion. Remember, anger is 1 letter short of danger. And as we move forward, let's ponder on this. What can we gain by holding on to anger? And what can we achieve by letting it go? The second habit to discard is envy, a green-eyed monster that corrodes respect. Envy, you see, is a silent saboteur that gnaws at the pillars of respect and admiration. It's that sneaky feeling that creeps up when someone else has something we desire. It might be their success, their possessions, or even their happiness that triggers this feeling within us. But here's the catch. Envy doesn't harm the person we are envious of. It harms us. Buddha's teachings gently remind us that envy is born out of attachment and desire, 2 of the root causes of suffering according to his doctrine. It's like a poison that we willingly ingest, hoping it would affect the one we're envious of. But the reality is, it only corrodes our peace of mind and diminishes the respect we have for ourselves and others. Buddha encourages us to replace envy with a practice called mudita, or sympathetic joy. It's about finding joy in the happiness and success of others. It's about celebrating their achievements as if they were our own. This doesn't mean we stop striving for our goals, but rather we do so without belittling or envying others. Imagine a world where we all practiced mudita. We would live in a society that encourages growth and happiness for everyone, not just the individual. Respect would flourish in such an environment, wouldn't it? Now let's consider this. Have you ever felt a sense of peace and contentment when you genuinely celebrated someone else's success without a hint of envy? That's the transformative power of mudita. It's like a soothing balm that heals the wounds inflicted by envy, fostering respect and harmony within and around us. So, the next time that green-eyed monster raises its head, remember Buddha's wisdom. Choose to practice mudita. Choose joy over envy. Respect and admiration are sure to follow. Envy is the art of counting another's blessings instead of your own. Let's not fall into this trap. Instead, let's focus on cultivating our blessings and celebrating those of others. After all, respect is not won by comparison, but by admiration of the unique journey each of us embarks upon. The third habit to leave behind is dishonesty, a web that traps respect. Dishonesty is like a shadow, always lurking, ready to cast a dark veil over our relationships and our own sense of self. It's a shortcut that seems tempting but leads us astray from the path of respect and trust. In our journey through life, honesty serves as the compass guiding us towards meaningful connections and genuine respect. Conversely, dishonesty leads us into a maze of mistrust and misunderstanding. It tarnishes our image in the eyes of others, and more importantly, it erodes our self-respect. Buddha taught that honesty is more than just telling the truth. It's about being true to ourselves, our values, and our commitments. It's about living with integrity. According to Buddha, three things cannot be long hidden: the sun, the moon, and the truth. This is a profound reminder that the truth always finds a way to surface, shedding light on our actions and intentions. Dishonesty, in its many forms, creates barriers. It keeps us from being understood and from understanding others. It prevents us from seeing the world as it is and others from seeing us as we are. Honesty, on the other hand, breaks these barriers. It builds bridges of trust, respect, and mutual understanding. Buddha's teachings also remind us that honesty is not about bluntly speaking the truth without regard for others' feelings. It's about speaking the truth with kindness and compassion. It's about being mindful of our words and actions, ensuring they align with our inner truth. So let's contemplate on this. What if we choose honesty over dishonesty in our everyday interactions? What if we choose to live our truth with kindness and compassion? The respect we gain would be boundless, authentic, and enduring. As we move forward, let's remember that honesty is not just about what we say, but also about what we do and who we are. It's about living a life of authenticity, integrity, and respect. Honesty is the first chapter in the Book of Wisdom. Fourth on our list is pessimism, a cloud that obscures respect. Pessimism, my friends, is like a perpetual rain cloud hovering above one's head. It not only dampens one's spirit, but also tarnishes the respect others hold for them. After all, who wants to be around someone who constantly radiates negativity? Now let's delve into the profound wisdom of Buddha's teachings. Buddha's perspective on life was anything but pessimistic. He taught us to embrace the beauty of life, acknowledging its challenges, but never losing sight of its wonders. This positive outlook is a cornerstone of Buddhism, a beacon that guides us towards enlightenment. Imagine life as a garden. A pessimist would see the thorns among the roses, focusing on the possibility of getting pricked. They would dwell on the negatives, the hardships and the sufferings, overshadowing the beautiful roses blooming around them. This pessimistic view can create a barrier, a wall that blocks the respect others might otherwise have for them. In contrast, Buddha encourages us to be the optimists in this garden of life. He urges us to acknowledge the thorns, but to focus on the roses, the beauty, and the positivity. This approach transforms not only our perspective of life, but also how others perceive us. An optimist attracts respect like a blooming rose attracts bees. Buddha's teachings guide us towards positivity, towards optimism. He believed that our minds shape our world, and a positive mind cultivates a positive life. This doesn't mean we ignore life's challenges. Instead, we meet them with optimism, seeing them as opportunities for growth, learning, and self-improvement. This shift in perspective, this transformation from pessimism to optimism, can work wonders in attracting respect. When we radiate positivity, we become like a beacon of light, drawing others towards us, earning their admiration and their respect. So let's contemplate on this. Are we the pessimists, focusing on the thorns, or are we the optimists, cherishing the roses? Remember, a pessimist sees the difficulty in every opportunity. An optimist sees the opportunity in every difficulty. The fifth habit to overcome is arrogance, a wall that blocks respect. Arrogance is like a cloud. It shadows the sun of respect and appreciation of others. It may make us feel superior momentarily, but in reality, it only isolates us, creating a chasm between us and the world. Buddha taught us that arrogance stems from ignorance. It is the mistaken belief that we are inherently better than others, a notion that blinds us to our own flaws and the worth of those around us. Arrogance is a veil, a distortion of reality that prevents us from seeing the truth of interdependence, the fact that we are all connected, all equal in our inherent worth. As per Buddha, humility is the antidote to arrogance. Humility is not about self-deprecation or false modesty. It's about recognizing and acknowledging the inherent value in every individual, including ourselves. It's about understanding that we are all on the same journey, all struggling, all learning, all growing. Humility allows us to see ourselves and others clearly without the distortion of arrogance. It fosters respect as we recognize the worth of others and value their contributions. Humility, in the Buddhist context, is also about understanding the impermanent nature of all things. We may be on top today, but tomorrow the tables could turn. Recognizing this reality keeps us grounded, prevents us from developing an inflated sense of self-importance. So how do we cultivate humility? Buddha advised us to practice mindfulness, to observe our thoughts and actions without judgment. This self-awareness allows us to catch ourselves when we start feeling superior, to recognize our arrogance for what it truly is, an illusion, a distortion of reality. Another way is through compassion. By empathizing with the struggles of others, we realize that we are not alone in our journey, that we are all connected. This realization fosters humility, as we begin to see ourselves as part of a larger whole rather than as isolated entities. Now let's pause for a moment and reflect. Have you ever let arrogance cloud your judgment? And what would it feel like to replace that arrogance with humility? Remember, arrogance is the camouflage of insecurity. Let's peel off that camouflage and embrace the true strength of humility. Last but not least is laziness, a weight that drags respect down. Laziness is not merely a physical state of inactivity, but a mental disposition towards indifference and apathy. It's a habit that permeates our actions, our decisions, and eventually our identity. The repercussions of laziness are not limited to our personal lives, but extend to our interpersonal relationships, impacting the respect we receive from others. In the grand tapestry of life, each thread of effort counts. A single thread may seem insignificant, but when woven together with persistence and diligence, it forms the vibrant patterns of success and respect. When we give in to laziness, we leave gaps in this tapestry, creating a dull and incomplete picture. Buddha's teachings emphasize the importance of diligence. In Buddhism, diligence is not just about physical effort, but about mental vigor. It's about the determination to overcome obstacles, the persistence to keep going, and the resilience to bounce back from failures. Buddha once said, "Chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water." This simple yet profound statement encapsulates the essence of diligence. Even after achieving enlightenment, the highest spiritual attainment, Buddha continued with his daily tasks. This teaches us that no task is too small or insignificant if performed with mindfulness and dedication. The teachings of Buddha urge us to replace laziness with diligence. By doing so, we cultivate a mindset of continuous effort and improvement. We become active participants in our own lives, taking responsibility for our actions and in turn earning respect from ourselves and others. Consider the lotus flower, a symbol in Buddhism. It grows in muddy water, yet rises above the surface to bloom with remarkable beauty. At night, the lotus closes and sinks under the water, only to resurface and bloom again at dawn. This cycle of the lotus flower is a powerful metaphor for the human condition. Despite the mud of laziness, we too can rise and bloom with the light of diligence and earn the respect that follows. Laziness may appear attractive, but work gives satisfaction. So let's strive to shed the heavy cloak of laziness and don the vibrant robe of diligence. After all, respect is not a destination but a journey of continuous effort. As we draw this journey to a close, let's revisit the 6 habits we should abandon to gain more respect. We've explored the corrosive impact of anger and how, according to Buddha, mastering our temper can help us earn the respect we seek. We discussed envy and how its eradication can lead to a more fulfilling life. We delved into the dangers of dishonesty and the profound respect that honesty commands. We touched upon the damaging effects of pessimism and the power of a positive mindset. We examined arrogance and how humility is the key to respect. Lastly, we looked at laziness and how diligence and effort can garner admiration. These teachings of Buddha, thousands of years old, still hold relevance in our lives today, guiding us toward a path of respect and understanding. So, which habit will you start working on today to earn more respect?